What's up, y'all? I'm back with another video, another unsolved case. This story was tragically sad and unforgettable. 3-year-old Alisha Smiley was last seen sitting on a bench outside Omni Hotel on Techwood Drive. Her aunt Estella left Alisha, 3 years old, and cousin, 4 years old, unattended as she purchased wrestling tickets nearby. When Estella returned, Alisha was gone. Alisha Smiley was born in Birmingham, Alabama. Alisha had lived with Estella and Estella's husband periodically since birth, as Alicia's own parents were financially having trouble supporting Alisha. It was suspected that she may have walked to McDonald's restaurant, but there was no evidence of Alicia's disappearance there. However, employees from the Omni Hotel who told authorities they saw Alisha not long after she was seen sitting on the bench. Alisha was described to be very friendly and trusting to people she knew or to complete strangers. Alisha was reportedly asking the Omni employees for a cookie and where to find a restroom. After that, Alisha was never seen or heard from again. Authorities believe a stranger kidnapped her, according to reports. Alicia's family told investigators that if a stranger spoke with her or tried to lead her astray, she would most likely go with them. It's 2025, and there's still no evidence being located with Alisha Smiley. The case still remains unsolved. This happened June 6, 1985. Alisha would be 40 right now. So yeah, I wanted to share this story. It's a very sad story. Very sad, unsolved case. And you know what? There is absolutely no picture that I could find of her aunt Estelle. I couldn't find any picture. So I felt like that was kind of weird. But this was the picture that I was able to find for this story. You guys share the story. Let the story get out. Let people hear the story. It may catch someone's eye who may remember the case and could help, if they can, help the case. That's another reason why I talk about these unsolved cases. You never know what type of help could help somebody with a case, and talking about things and breaking things down to try to understand the case. And there's many red flags in this case, and we are going to talk about it. We're definitely going to talk about these red flags in this case, because listening to the story and then reading the story, I just was like, there's too many red flags here. The first red flag is, how, as an adult, are you going to leave a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old alone, even for a second, to go do something without actually thinking, saying, hey, I may need to take these two with me, even if she was just gone for a second or 2 to 3 minutes. It doesn't matter. These kids were 3 and 4. There was nobody there waiting with them. She should have took those 2 children with her. Hold both of their hands and go get her tickets. To me, that was a red flag. Why would you leave a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old by themselves, even for a second? They're 3 and 4. They need supervision 24/7. I know I'm not the only one that thinks that. I know I'm not. So to me, I felt like that was a red flag. Why would you leave a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old by themselves? And then another thing, when she returned back and she realized that Alisha was gone, so what, they just left the little boy there? It doesn't even give any more information about the 4-year-old, the cousin. It just says when Estella returned back, Alisha was gone. So they took Alisha and left the boy, whoever the kidnapper may have been. But that was a red flag to me. That was the first red flag. Why would you leave a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old by themselves, even for a second, especially when you out in public or you running errands or you out doing whatever? You supposed to have 24/7 supervision on a 3 and a 4-year-old. Red flag number 2. When Alicia's family told the investigators that if a stranger spoke with Alisha, she would most likely go with them, that's a red flag. As a parent, yes, we tell our children, be kind to others, be kind to adults, don't be nasty. Yes, we supposed to do those things. Let our child know and train them to be nice. But you also have to kind of teach them, hey, you can't be too nice to everybody and don't go with anybody anywhere. You have to mold that at a young age all the way up so that they can understand I can't just be sitting here talking to any stranger or just going with them or being friendly with them, because I'm so nice. No, that parent has to step in and train that child to let them know 2 ways of being kind and friendly. And I'm not saying that they didn't teach her because I wasn't there, but maybe they could have been more strict about being so friendly when you're out in public with strangers. If anybody understand where I'm going with this, that's good. So that was a red flag to me. She was a friendly child, but still, you got to be strict on that. And you also, like I said, have to have supervision. She was only 3 years old. That was a baby. A baby at the time being kidnapped. Out of sight, out of mind. Nobody knows if it was a female or a man that took this child. So I wanted to share this story. I'm glad I got it out. This case was very, like I said at the beginning, tragically sad. And those red flags that I just talked about, I felt like if she would have just made the proper decisions and not have left that 3-year-old and 4-year-old while she go get a ticket instead of just taking both of them with her, I felt like they still would have been, there with her at the time. They wouldn't have been kidnapped. I'm sorry, Alisha wouldn't have been kidnapped. Alisha wouldn't have been gone if Estella would have took those kids with her. Pay attention now. I don't know if anybody caught that, though. I really don't. I don't know if anybody caught that. Why would you leave a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old? I don't care if you was just going down the street for 2 minutes. You got to take the 3 and 4-year-old with you. You got to. They 3 and 4. That's how I'm looking at it. So, yeah. I'm glad I got this story out. I'll definitely be back with y'all. Peace.